Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at Six Strings Nine Lives. Thanks for helping me out with that little test video. Looks like the comment section is doing okay. I apologize for the missed the comments I couldn't see, but like I said, I couldn't see them on the previous video. I got a few, and then it just cut right off. And I had a few friends email me and or get a hold of me, and they're having the same trouble. Hopefully that's all ironed out. Because if that's any indication of what life is without comments, I don't want any part of it. I absolutely love the interaction, and most of us do. That's why we do this. So anyways, glad to see that looks like it's fixed. If you watch this video, definitely let me know. If everything's good still. I hope it is. Anyways, kind of a bit overdue of a update here. I got a few things here, and I'm going to start this video off with some grails that were sent to me by none other than Jim Davies. Fantastic, unbelievable person. If you've watched other people's videos where Jim has sent a package to them, it's I love watching those. I love watching people get something that they really want, or a grail, or just a gift in general. And Jim has been so generous. Like I said, just a great guy. I do know what these 3 albums are. It doesn't make me any less excited. My goal for later in 2019 and 2020 is to really work on my Overkill vinyl collection and try to get as many as I can of those, within a reasonable price and things like that. And Jim he did let me know that he found a couple. I've been trying to get it. I have bought a couple also, and I think he let me know so we wouldn't end up doubling up or buying the same one or bidding on the same one. And he did let me know, and he said, do a video if you want or whatever. Of course, I'm going to show them. I've been waiting and waiting to. I don't mean waiting and waiting, but perfect opportunity to show these and thank Jim. I couldn't be happier. The first one he sent me is an original Nuclear Blast, the Electric Age. This is from 2012. This is my favorite thrash band, and like I said, I've been trying to work on my Overkill vinyl collection. Just fantastic. Like I said, just wicked. Here's the gatefold, and in this version, they had various different colors of vinyl, and this vinyl I couldn't have picked a better one. I'm not too fussed of whatever color I get. I could get black, it doesn't matter, splatter, green, blue, but inside this one also came with a poster of the front of the cover. That's just pretty cool. This one, I don't hang, I save everything that comes with albums, but this one I'm really tempted to get up on the wall, but we'll see if I do that or not. The vinyl for this one, I don't have anything in my collection. I wouldn't say that comes close, but nothing that's this color. It's absolutely such a cool blue. I don't even know what blue you'd call this, but it is just, there is the center. So in North America, this album was also released on E1. And up until White Devil Armory. After that, they went exclusively Nuclear Blast worldwide. But so prior to that, there's an E1 version, there's a Nuclear Blast version of a few other albums, which it doesn't matter to me which version I have. But just so nice to have this in the collection. Next up that Jim sent me, another grail from Overkill. And that is Overkill Ironbound. And Jim, you just, you blew me away with this one. He had emailed me and said, take that off your list. I found you a copy, and I couldn't believe it. I was just so happy. This one was new and sealed. So this is from 2010. So it was sealed for 10 years, basically, almost 10 years. And in the bottom of it, I noticed there was, it looked like possibly a little bit of water damage right down here on the bottom. So when I went to open it, and I had told Jim about this already, it doesn't bother me, but I just wanted to explain myself on this one. When I went to open it, it was very sticky and hard to open, and I had to pry it open, and it kind of stuck together in here. Not a big deal to me. I don't play the cover. The vinyl is absolutely great shape. So yeah, so there is the gatefold. Back cover. This one is just on black vinyl. So this is an E1 release here in North America. And black vinyl. So happy to have these in the Overkill collection. Slowly chipping away at them. Prior to this, I picked up White Devil Armory, and I picked up Relics 14. And there's a few that haven't even been released yet too, so I'm gonna have to kind of wait that out. And I don't mind waiting out for a reissue. I was kind of waiting for a reissue of the next one I'm going to show you that Jim got a hold of me. I actually bid on this one from a seller in Germany, and I won the bid, and then the seller emailed me back and said the shipping to where you are, it's not affordable, I can't do it, and I'm going to cancel the transaction. Not much I could have did about that. And then it wasn't even probably a week later, and Jim said, you know what, I found you a copy at a reasonable price. I'm going to send it to you. And I couldn't believe it, because I absolutely love this album. It gets crapped on a bit because of maybe a thinner production from 1988, but it is such a good album. And that is Overkill Under the Influence. This is an original copy. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. I love this album, and if you ever watch my Overkill ranking video, you can see it's up there for sure. But I've never had, you know, what I'm saying is it's super nice to have this in such a big cover, because you just start noticing everything about the cover, the detail. And I don't know if I ever really noticed this part, but so this is a New York City skyline, and there's the Twin Towers, which were absolutely landmarks, and we all know what the story there. But yeah, I'm looking through the manhole, and here's the whole skyline from New York. So that's really cool. The vinyl on this I'll show you the vinyl in a second. The inner is just perfect condition. There's the other side of the inner, and the vinyl is just your basic black. Like I said, original copy from 1988. I can't believe the shape this is in, being that old. And there's the centering, same on both sides. You know, the good old vinyl from back in the day, I don't mind the thinner, older vinyl whatsoever. You know, I don't know the story behind why everything's 180 or 160, or I could care less, as long as it plays. And yeah, so Jim, thank you again. I just can't thank you enough for you definitely you know, you made this guy's day for sure. What a great Christmas from Santa, Jim. Thank you. I do have some other things here I'm going to show you too. I picked up also, I forgot to show this in a previous update, I picked up the Slayer Blu-ray for Repentless Killology, and I also picked up the live album too. The concert for this is great. The movie part, I honestly don't care much for it. It's okay. Like, it's you know, it's very very graphic story, which I have no problem with, but it's just, I like the concert. That's what I like. Great show, great set list. The one thing I don't like about this is, you know, in a lot of these new videos, the camera, it does not sit still on anybody for more than 1 second. It's boom, 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 you know, which maybe I'm just picking it apart a bit. But anyways, great show from Slayer, the kind of the end of the road for these guys. So awesome. Next up, I'm going to show you, this is the band I featured in my 2019 year-end list that was a bit of a discovery here in 2019 through Cloudy Milder's channel, Andy. The band is Ram, fantastic. The Throne Within made my top, I think it was number 5 of the year, and it made my top 10 very quickly of hearing it. And Andy said to me, he goes, that's not even their best albums. And I'm like, well, if this is that good, how good are these other ones? So I picked up their 3rd and 4th release, I believe, overall. This is their 3rd album from, I think this one's 2012. First album released on Metal Blade. This one's called Death. And the band is Ram. There's the back cover. And we'll just quickly show you the CD. Oh, just a great album. If you like if you're getting into some of this new wave of traditional heavy metal, I highly recommend Ram. And I know Andy showed them a long time ago, and I kind of just sloughed them off as, you know, like I said in previous videos, I just really need to give these newer bands some time, and some I'll hang on to, some I won't, but definitely give them a chance. And next up is their 4th overall album called Subversum. If I'm saying that right, it's spelled really weird. Anyways, here it is. This is their 2015 release, I believe. Yeah, 2015, and then they had a 2017 release and then a 2019 release. This is probably one of my favorites out of the bunch right now. This is just absolutely killer. You can hear Maiden in here. You can hear Judas Priest influences. And yes, that's who influenced these guys. But if that's what you like, then I highly recommend Ram. You can hear some Sanctuary in here. A lot of different stuff, but what's wrong with that, right? Definitely check out Ram. I think Cloudy's got me so hooked that I'm going to look for some Ram on vinyl. I forgot to mention too, if you really like Overkill Under the Influence, I'll show this one more time, but I highly recommend this reissue from Rock Candy. I actually ordered 2 more of these for some VCLT that'll be going out here in the future. To a couple of people. It's that good. Trust me, for the whatever they're going for, $14 or $15 or whatever. Yeah, definitely go for this. You will hear a bit thicker of a sound than that. I like the original, not mix, because this wasn't remixed. It was just, this is remastered. It just sounds a bit thicker, but definitely check this out if you haven't already. Next up, we're gonna go for okay. So Annihilator, Canadian band, thrash. You all know Alice in Hell. The first 2 albums from Annihilator, Never Neverland. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. And Alice in Hell. Those are the only 2 Annihilator albums I sadly admit that's all I own, but I decided I'm gonna, this year in 2020, is try to pick up some more Annihilator. And I picked up, I have pre-ordered their new album, but I picked up this one for the Demented. And you know what? I love it. It's a great album. There's been lots of lineup changes with Annihilator, but you know, Jeff Waters is there. He's leading this band. Looking forward to their new release, because from what I've heard so far of the new one called Ballistic Sadistic. It's even better than this one, and this one's good. So definitely I'm going to check into getting some more Annihilator. I know a lot of their albums and kind of in the middle are tough to get, but I will just look around and see if I can get some. I just don't want to be just stuck on those first two Annihilator albums all the time when there's just so much good stuff that I could be listening to from Annihilator. And yeah, Canada's own Annihilator. Jeff Waters is awesome. And then I got a couple more items. Sorry, this one might go a little bit longer. Just skip the parts where I'm talking then. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I did pick up the Electric Age. This is my first Record Store Day purchase. And now I have the original and this one. I couldn't be happier. And this was really the only thing I was looking for from Record Store Day. The second Record Store Day of 2019. And that is the Electric Age, the Deluxe Edition. And this one's released on E1 here in North America. The hype sticker says first time on vinyl, 180 gram neon green edition. I guess technically it's not the first time on vinyl, but I guess if you want to get technical, this is the first time it's been on the Deluxe Edition, which includes the full regular album and then 4 tracks, which are from the Live from Oz. There's a 10-inch EP or whatever you'd call it. It's also on CD. It's ridiculously priced. I'd love to get that Live from Oz, but it's very, very pricey. Anyways, this one's basically the same as the Nuclear Blast version and the other version, except for this is the deluxe version. So I don't know if this one came with inners. No inners with this one, but it came with some pretty cool, like I showed you on the hype sticker, green vinyl. And I don't know if I have anything in my collection that is this type of green also, but there it is. Very nice green. Same logo or centering on all 4 sides. And it's really nice to have those 4 live tracks too from the Live from Oz EP, or not EP, but whatever, 10-inch. Pretty cool. Next up, I saw this on pre-order probably about 2 months back or so, and I thought it was the whole album, and I got really excited. I thought it was the whole album of Feel the Fire, but it ended up just being a picture disc of the song Feel the Fire with Rotten to the Core on the B-side. So for the price, I thought I'd pick it up anyways, and they sold quick. I'll take it out of here right away, but this is on Megaforce Records and Church of Vinyl, which this will be the first time I've ever had anything on Church of Vinyl. There's the back. I don't own a lot of picture discs. I think maybe 3 or 4. But this one's really cool. It plays great. And let me just get that out. So there is the picture disc. And this side is Feel the Fire. Very cool artwork. And then the B side is Rotten to the Core. And this is, it was number, there's only 999 made. This is number 189. Whatever number I get, it doesn't matter. I'm happy just to have it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then lastly today I'll show you is 2 more reissues I've been waiting for. I got the first one that I showed in an update a while back, but a couple of cassettes back in the day that really, when they came out, really dominated my cassette player at the time. And that's these 2 albums. There's my original cassettes from Exodus, Pleasures of the Flesh and Fabulous Disaster. So 2019, there's some vinyl reissues for these, so I decided definitely to pick those up, and Bonded by Blood, which I already showed on a previous update. Just awesome stuff. These first 3 Exodus albums are are my favorite overall from them. But here's Pleasures of the Flesh. Back cover, exact same artwork. Let's see what we got in the middle here. Excuse me. gatefold, and these ones are on Century Media Combat. And I think they included the insert too. So on the one side of the insert is the cover that I just showed you. And then I think this is a picture definitely of the original band cover. I think you can still get this issue. I don't know. I think it's just harder to get, but I'm just happy to have this. This one's just on black vinyl, and that is... here is the hype sticker. Black vinyl, Bay Area Thrash Legends, Unforgettable Sophomore Release. I totally agree with that. Till Death Do Us Part, Pleasures of the Flesh, and Chemikill. Chemikill was actually the first song I ever heard from Exodus. A friend of mine made me a mixtape. And yeah, there's no turning back after that. Great sleeves that Century Media puts in here, really awesome. Anti-static, and there is the black vinyl, and just a nice center logo, nothing too fancy. Same on both sides. It's just a single vinyl for each one of these, so definitely had to pick these up. As soon as they come out with these, they go quick. So, and next up I picked up was lastly today, I'll show you. Sorry about that video running a little long again. Fabulous Disaster, so that's the third of the reissues that I picked up. I'm really glad to have this in the collection too. Like I said, probably Bonded by Blood's my favorite Exodus album. This would be number 2. Pleasures would be number 3, or they're all tied for number 1. Doesn't matter, they're all great albums. There's the back cover, and what a great album this is. Let's see, there's an insert in there I'll show you in a minute. This is also a gatefold, single vinyl. Whoops, and here is the insert, which shows the front cover again, and then a classic shot of Exodus in their heyday. What a great album this is. Great songs like, yeah, right here on it says Last Act of Defiance, The Toxic Waltz. A great cover of a band called War. They covered the song Low Rider. I remember back in the day, my dad had the 45 for Low Rider from the band War, and that was one of my favorite before Exodus. Obviously, it was years and years before Exodus was, did a cover of that song from War. But I always used to go through my dad's 45s, and lots of those 45s ended up being covered by even metal bands too. So, and I don't mind a cover here and there. I'm not the biggest covers guy, but that's a really cool cover. Anyways, here's the center ring to that one. Same on both sides, black vinyl. And that is it for today. Thanks again, Jim. I don't know what to say other than thank you, and you've read some emails with me sending my thanks, and I appreciate that. And yeah, a few other pickups here. I got some other stuff I'll show you in a couple of weeks or so. I picked up the new Haunt album. I'll show that in the next update. Fantastic band too. And yeah, so anyways, I hope the old comment section is working. And until next time, stay heavy.